Hello everybody, Namaskar, good morning. I'm live. Show your presence so that we can start the class. Hello, are you there? Show me your presence, please. Namita Pandit. Hello, hello Namita, how are you? Join me as soon as you people can. Hello. Yesterday we read so many characters, and I think we were on the cook. Purti, can you tell me which character we were reading yesterday? Because Shubhra told me that we were reading the cook. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Salman Bhai. You called me yesterday when I was busy actually in the lecture. Hello, Purti, which character we were studying? Can you people help me out? Because I think we were reading the cook. Naveen Shekhawat, hello. I'm waiting. Purti, can you hear me? Okay, I expect that the students who joined me yesterday are present today. So go to my website mukeshparik.com, and I have already uploaded the the text of this prologue line wise, where the original line is also there and the simplified line is also there. So you can go there because I will be line number 315. That's great. So you all go to my website. I'm expecting only those students who are continuously watching us and attending this live class. So I'm now directly coming to line number 388. We are jumping to this shipman's character because we had already read Cook's character, and I'm jumping to line number 388. Yeah, 394. Purti is right. 394. Yeah. So yesterday I was talking about the shipman. Just imagine that a person, who is in the field of ship industry at that time. So it means he was appointed on the port, and he was, used to be a kind of corrupt person. So the writer has also shown, Chaucer has shown that this shipman is also a corrupt person. Now, what kind of corruption he does? He actually steals wine, from the tankards, and then he must have, he must be mixing water with, the original wine. So the writer is just making fun of him. Line number 398. Line number 398 says, of nice conscience took he no keep. This is an important line. They have already asked you this question in net, that who had the writer been making fun of for his conscience. Conscience means to say that you are appointed, on a particular post, and then you are not performing the duty very honestly, with integrity. It means you are not a man of conscience. But the writer is, ironically saying that because he has already told us that this shipman is actually a dishonest man, but now he's saying that this man was, a man of conscience. So we can understand this. The writer is using irony, making, fun of the shipman. And the next line is 410, from where the question has already been asked in the exam. His barge equipped was the Maudlin. His ship was called Maudlin. Maudlin is a word in English. You can write this word down, Maudlin. Maudlin is another name for Mother Mary. You must have seen, in different paintings, in English culture, where wherever Mother Mary is shown, Mother Mary is shown, with a pulled face, with the, lot much pain on her face. So most of the times you must have heard that, these ships have these kind of names. His ship's name was Maudlin. This can be a question in the exam. Now I'm coming to the next character, Doctor of Physique. Doctor of Physique starts from line number 411. Just read with me. With us there was a doctor of medicine. In all this world there was no one like him. Again, you know that this doctor is going to make fun of this Chaucer is going to make fun of the doctor, that how he used to extract money during the time of plague, and now it is a historical reference that why the writer has included the character of doctor. As you all know, that I'm not saying that every doctor is like that, but most of the time, for example, you must have heard that during corona, the percentage of the normal delivery has increased. Have you come across that? That the percentage of the normal delivery in the hospital has been reported. This shows that, quite often on all around us, most of the time we have seen, cesarean births. It means these big hospitals, who have converted into themselves a kind of corporate these days. So these corporate hospitals, they must be making money, out of the common folks, by simply suggesting to them those kind of medicines, surgeries, and kind of other things which are not necessary. So somewhere the conscience of a doctor is made fun of, or say the writer is satirizing. And here again, cheek in the tongue. It means the way the writer is not elaborately and directly making fun of this doctor of medicine. He says, in all this world there was no one like him to speak of medicine, of surgery. This is a nice praise, because we come to know that this doctor, in all the lines of this prologue to the Canterbury Tales, Chaucer is really making us know that this is a well-learned person. But there are two characters of this doctor of physique. For he was instructed in astronomy, he took care of his patients very many times. Line number 415. So in these four lines, the writer is saying that, this doctor is actually doing his practice according to the times. आप सबको मालूम होना चाहिए कि कभी किसी ज़माने में जब आयुर्वेद मोस्ट ऑफ द, जैसे मैं एक बार एक नाड़ी वैद्य के पास गया था, तो ही इवन आस्क्ड मी माय ज़ोडिएक साइन आल्सो. So astronomy, here the writer must be talking about astrology actually. You must be aware about that certain times the writer has used the words, which are not exactly the words, but we have to understand what he wants to convey. तो वो ये कहना चाह रहा है कि ये जो हमारा डॉक्टर है, ये मेडिसिन देते वक्त वो जो पेशेंट होता है, उस पेशेंट का ही वॉन्ट्स टू नो द ज़ोडिएक साइन. तो अकॉर्डिंगली वो उसकी एनाटॉमी के साथ साथ उसके उसकी जो ज़ोडिएक समझते हैं ना आप लोग, मतलब उसकी कुंडली क्या है, उसकी राशि क्या है. सो दैट वे ही वाज अ डॉक्टर who was very much good in his field according to the times of medieval times. Now we are coming to line number 438. Then he's again praising the doctor. He says that his study was but little on the Bible. This is a question, this has been a question in the exam. आप इसको लिख लीजिए, लाइन नंबर 438 घर जाकर के अलग से पढ़ लेना. घर जाकर के, his study was but little on the Bible. इसका मतलब है the writer is satirizing that he was a unscrupulous person, dishonest person. ये जो हमारा डॉक्टर है, ये भगवान को हाजिर नाजिर नहीं जानता. मतलब इसके अंदर जो शफा है, इसके अंदर जो शफा समझते हैं आप लोग, इसके अंदर जो भगवान ने एक नॉलेज दी है जिसकी वजह से ये डॉक्टर बना है, बट ही मिसयूजेस दैट फॉर द सेक ऑफ मनी. तो राइटर सेज दैट हिज स्टडी वाज बट लिटिल ऑन द बाइबल. तो ये क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है कि हुज स्टडी इज लेस ऑन द बाइबल. ही वाज क्लैड ऑल इन रेड एंड ब्लू. These are dark colors. Red is a color for sanguinity. Yesterday we were discussing four humors, and red is the color of a person who is worldly, quite worldly, and it represents. So there can be, you can excuse me for using kind of symbolism, but I have read in many articles that Chaucer had a knowledge of symbolism, and I think somewhere through bird imagery, through animal imagery, through color imagery, the writer has said a lot much things, lot many things, in less words. So he says that he's wearing red and blue color, dark red and blue color clothes. It means this person is a hardcore man of world, and he is too much involved in the worldly pleasures. It means he was quite sexual also, and yet he was moderate in spending. Line number 441. This is correct irony through paradox, that on one hand he says that he's wearing good clothes, but on the other hand he says that moderate in spending. He kept what he earned in times of plague. Again, there is a satire that he used to earn in the time of plague, in the time of any kind of epidemic, any kind of pestilence. Again, there comes a line, and yet he was but ease of dispense. He kept that he van in pestilence, for gold is physique is a cordial. ये लाइन भी एग्जाम में आई हुई है, उन्होंने पूछा है बाकायदा एग्जाम में. Since in medicine gold is a restorative for the heart. There is a pun here in this particular line on the whole line there is pun, because gold is good for gold is good in medicine. अच्छा, आप में से कितने बच्चों को पता है कि कई दवाइयों में, in most of the medicine, gold is used? जवाब दीजिए. Do you know whose study was little? डॉक्टर ऑफ फिजिक, डॉक्टर की स्टडी कम है बाइबल पे. ही इज सैटराइजिंग. वी आर रीडिंग द नेक्स्ट कैरेक्टर नाउ. चलिए, मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा है, बताइए आप लोग, टाइप करके बताइए कि कितने स्टूडेंट्स को पता है कि गोल्ड इज यूज्ड इन मेडिसिन, सिल्वर इज यूज्ड इन मेडिसिन. मालूम है कि नहीं मालूम? In Ayurveda, it is particularly used, but in ancient times also it was used. So the writer is saying here that he's making pun. Pun का क्या मतलब होता है? When one word has two meanings. Yes, sir. Gold is used in many medicine. Yes. So now, what is the meaning here? Gold has two things. Gold has two meanings here. Gold here means money, and gold also means a metal. So the writer wants to say that the writer has made a fun here. For gold in physique is cordial, since in medicine gold is a restorative for the heart. It means he wants to convey a deep message that this doctor uses gold. It means he loves gold. He loves gold. There is a pun on this line. He loves gold because gold is used in medicine. Okay. And another thing is that he must have been asking for gold from the people who don't have money इन द पेस्टिलेंस. जैसे अभी एक महामारी फैली हुई है, मान लीजिए किसी आदमी के पास पैसा नहीं है, वो डॉक्टर के पास गया, he goes to a doctor and then doctor asks for his fee, and the person says that I don't have fee. Then the doctor says that ये जो गले में चेन है ये निकाल के दे दो, अंगूठी निकाल के दे दो, है ना. So there is a very humorous line. There is a pun on the whole the concept also, that, and he's making his exposing this class of physicians in front of us. Yes sir, gold is available. Sona Chandi Chyawanprash. Very nice, very nice. सोना चांदी च्यवनप्राश सुना है ना आप लोगों ने? मेरे दिमाग में एकदम से ये याद नहीं आया. ब्रह्मवती गोल्ड या वट एवर इट इज, सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. लाइन नंबर लिख लीजिए. इट इज 443 नंबर लाइन, एंड दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आया हुआ है. नाउ वी आर मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट लाइन. Therefore he loved gold in particular. उसके बाद राइटर कहता है, लाइन नंबर 447-46 पे आइए. अब नाउ द राइटर स्टार्ट्स द कैरेक्टर ऑफ वाइफ ऑफ बाथ. बाथ वॉज अ सिटी. सो एक बात का ध्यान रखिए, सब लोग पढ़िए क्या लाइन लिखी हुई है 445 में. अ गुड वाइफ वॉज देयर ऑफ बिसाइड बाथ. इसका मतलब है दिस द वाइफ मीन्स हेयर अ जेंटल लेडी. लेडी वर्ड यूज नहीं किया बिकॉज लेडी वर्ड इज यूज्ड फॉर अ वुमन फ्रॉम द एरिस्टोक्रेटिक क्लास. सो द राइटर वांट्स टू कन्वे कि ये बिसाइड बाथ, मतलब बाथ शहर से नहीं, बिकॉज बाथ वाज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अ वेरी फैशनेबल सिटी. आपने जेन ऑस्टिन के नॉवेल्स में पढ़ा होगा कि बाथ इज सिटी विच इज फेमस फॉर फैशन. मैरिज की जो ड्रेसेस हैं, वो जो गाउन्स हैं, वो वहीं बनते हैं बनते थे उस जमाने में. एंड अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग विच आई नो दैट दिस सिटी वाज आल्सो फेमस फॉर मेडिसिनल गीजर्स. गीजर्स का क्या मतलब होता है? स्पेलिंग यूज हुआ है, विफ हुआ है. वेरी नाइस. वाइफ, we can understand that the writer is using very different kind of English, which is not in practice today. So we can understand whiff was there of beside bath. It means there was a woman from a small town or a village beside bath. So लेकिन हमको पता है ना कि एक बहुत फैशनेबल सिटी के आसपास का भी कोई होता है, तो वो these people, they consider themselves, like suppose I am near about Mumbai, then I say that we belong to Mumbai. We have an aura. No, this is not Latin. As I told you that the writer has not used Latin and French. He has too much used English. This was a word in English. Okay. Then comes our line number 446. But she was Samdel deep, and that was cave. ये लाइन भी आप लोग लिख लीजिए. लाइन नंबर 446, इसमें राइटर कह रहा है our Chaucer says that he was somewhat deaf. ये आपको कहानी में पता चलेगा कि she married 5 times and in the last marriage her husband slaps her. तो वो यहाँ से सुनना कम हो जाता है. तो somewhat deaf and that was pity. आगे देखिए वो कैसे मजाक उड़ाता है इसका. She was such a skill in cloth making. It means she was a seamstress. जो औरत कपड़े सिलती है उसको इंग्लिश में हम बोलते हैं seamstress. So she was, it means she was a self-made woman. She must have been, a self-made woman. She must have been a business woman. So for that we praise, this writer that, she has created a character, a kind of equality was there, and girls could have, adopted these kind of, characters. Tradition, these trades and all. उसके बाद में लाइन नंबर 450 पर आ रहा हूँ. Who should go to the offering before her, and if there did, certainly she was so angry that she was out of all charity. Another important reference comes that this wife of Bath was so crazy to show herself religious that if anybody else gives charity in the church before her in the village, then she used to become angry with that person. Now what is actually the writer wants to convey here? The writer wants to convey here that she used to have religion as a cover for her open character or open sexual behavior, because we know that she must have earned a bad name in the society because she married 5 times. So we can understand that during medieval times, women were, till today, I think throughout the world, we don't consider a woman good, because it's a patriarchal society that, if a woman has married 5 times, then we openly put a question mark on the character. So we can understand that, एक बार इमेजिन करके देखिए कि एक औरत है और वो उसकी समाज में रेस्पेक्ट नहीं है, people just look at her in a very suspicious manner. Then she wants to restore her respect. तो वो कैसे शो करेगी? She will be going to church, every now and then. She used to very declaredly used to give alms and give charity so that people can have very favorable ideas about that woman. तो ये समझने की कोशिश करें कि राइटर क्या कहना चाह रहा है. राइटर wants to convey कि वो बड़ी नाराज हो जाती है if someone else does charity before her. Okay, अब मैं आ रहा हूँ लाइन नंबर 452 मैंने पढ़ी दिया है. नेक्स्ट आई एम कमिंग टू द लाइन नंबर 459. शी वॉज अ वर्दी वुमन एट हिज लाइफ, एट हर लाइफ, हिज लाइफ लिखा हुआ है. वो अपनी लाइफ में बहुत वर्दी. नाउ दिस इज अगेन अ सटायर because she was not a worthy woman, because she had earned a bad name because of her 5 marriages. Husbands, अब देखिए juxtaposition किसको कहते हैं? You know the meaning of juxtaposition? बताइए मुझे, डू यू नो द मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड जक्सटापोजिशन? ये क्वेश्चन भी नेट में आया था पिछली बार. जक्सटापोजिशन, कायरोस्क्यूरो आर 2 वर्ड्स, लिख लीजिए. वन इज जक्सटापोजिशन, JUXTAPOSITION, juxtaposition. Another word is chiaroscuro, CHIAROSCURO. ये क्वेश्चन भी नेट में आया है पिछले से पिछली बार. These are 2 techniques. Is writer used different types of local words or regional dialects? अभी तो मैं इस पे लेक्चर नहीं दे सकता because as you all know that Chaucer wrote in East Midland dialect और मैं ये लेक्चर ऑलरेडी दे चुका हूं, आप फेसबुक पे जाकर के उन लेक्चर्स को देख लीजिए, नो आप यू विल गेट योर आंसर। चलिए बताइए मुझे, आर यू अवेयर अबाउट, यू आर नॉट आंसरिंग फ्रेंड्स, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ जक्सटापोजिशन एंड कायरोस्क्यूरो? मालूम है कि नहीं मालूम तो नो 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 लिख दीजिए, तो आई विल स्टार्ट टेलिंग यू। शुड आई वेट? ओके, juxtaposition means placing two things together, and there is a purpose of the writer behind doing this. It is a kind of writing technique, a style. जैसे जैसे राइटर ने क्या किया है, अच्छा कायरोस्क्यूरो का भी एक मतलब होता है, कायरोस्क्यूरो, दोनों क्वेश्चन नेट में आए हुए हैं। कायरोस्क्यूरो मीन्स शेडिंग। शेडिंग क्या होता है? ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट, सो इट इज इन स्ट्रक्चरलिज्म ऑल्सो वी स्टडीड कि एक टेक्निक होती है। एक राइटर जब कोई बात कह रहा होता है तो ही यूजेस अ टेक्निक। कैसे? जैसे यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट, वी मोस्टली आर नॉर्दर्न इंडियंस हियर, सो यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड अबाउट द मूवी सीता एंड गीता, राम एंड श्याम, दीज अभी भी कई मूवीज ऐसी बनती हैं वेयर टू डिफरेंट शेड्स ऑफ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ पीपल आर प्लेस्ड टुगेदर। जैसे विलेन होता है, हीरो के अंदर जो पॉजिटिव क्वालिटी है। इन माइथोलॉजी ऑल्सो वी हैव राम, वी हैव रावण, we have Sita, then we have Shurpnakha, totally opposite qualities are established. This is a narrative technique actually, very simple. So you just इसको ध्यान से देखिए क्या कहना चाह रहा हूं मैं, कि writer writes a line and then he writes in a very different way, he writes another line. So then there comes the shade of two lines and then we can understand what the writer wants to convey. उससे राइटर का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू पता चलता है, उससे हमें पोइट्री की टोन पता चलती है। आपको एक क्वेश्चन आता है जिसमें डायरेक्टली दे आस्क यू, दे गिव यू अ प्रोज और अ पोइट्री सेक्शन ऑफ पोइट्री एंड देन दे आस्क यू 5 क्वेश्चंस। तो आप कैसे ट्रेन होंगे उस तरह के क्वेश्चंस के लिए? एमसीक्यू सॉल्व करने से नेट क्लियर नहीं होता है, ओरिजिनल टेक्स्ट पढ़ना पड़ता है। तो आप मुझे बताइए, यू जस्ट टेल मी कि हाउ द राइटर, व्हाट इज द टोन ऑफ द राइटर? द राइटर्स टोन इज सटायरिक. He wants to say, I'm again reading the line 459, she was a worthy woman all her life. Now he's praising, and then he says she had married 5 husbands at the church door. It's again, there is a chiaroscuro or the juxtaposition of two negative, one positive, second negative. Negative in the sense that वो बड़ी अच्छी औरत है, 5 शादियां की हैं, 5 शादियां कर सकते हो तुम, है ना? तो इसका मतलब है कि उसका जो एक टोन हमें समझ में आ रहा है कि इज नॉट हैप्पी विद दिस ओपन वुमन, वन काइंड ऑफ फेमिनिन काइंड ऑफ फेमिनिस्ट काइंड ऑफ वुमन। चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। लाइन नंबर 463, एंड देयर्स हैड शी बीन एट जेरूसलम। ये क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं आपको कि कौन जेरूसलम गया हुआ है? जेरूसलम और कौन गया हुआ बताओ? नाइट के बारे में भी बता रखा है कि ही हैड ऑल्सो बीन इन द फाइट ऑफ जेरूसलम। She had passed many a foreign sea. She had been at Rome, at Bologna. इसका मतलब है this was quite a globe-trotter kind of woman. She must have visited different places. अच्छा, अब एक अंदाजा लगाइए, अभी तो we are living in a modern world where women are free. Some women are earning also. Maximum number of women are earning hands. But yes, it is a use of irony, Mr. Shaheen. एक बात बताइए कि क्या आप यहाँ पे समझ पा रहे हैं कि राइटर क्या कहना चाह रहा है? अगेन ही इज मेकिंग फन ऑफ दैट वुमन कि वो घूमती बहुत है। तो एक देयर आर 2 थिंग्स हियर। वन थिंग दैट शी डजंट हैव चिल्ड्रन and she doesn't have husbands because she keeps divorcing, either she divorces or her husband divorces. So कहीं ना कहीं ये एक open minded free without any responsibilities की woman है, and she is free and can go anywhere. That is one thing. But the hidden satire is that in medieval times these kind of women were not considered good. अभी भी अपने रिश्तेदारों में जाके देखिए, एक औरत जो है बच्चों को छोड़ करके हस्बैंड के भरोसे, और वो कभी पियर जा रही है, मान लीजिए कभी किसी तीर्थ यात्रा पे जा रही है, तो ये हमें उसके बारे में जो डायरेक्टर है अगर फिल्म में दिखा रहा है और राइटर है, तो वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ द राइटर कि वो ये कहना चाह रहा है कि ये औरत जो है वो इररिस्पॉन्सिबल है, इसके पास रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज की कमी है। ये आपको सीखना पड़ेगा। कोई भी कैरेक्टर आप उठा लीजिए और उसको देखिए कि कहाँ पे राइटर किस तरह से किसी कैरेक्टर को पोर्ट्रे करता है जिससे कि उसके सोशल और पॉलिटिकल, फैमिलियल, रिलीजियस, इकोनॉमिकल जो मीनिंग्स हैं वो निकल के आते हैं, तब हमको उसका मीनिंग समझ में आने लगता है। 469 लाइन पे आ रहा हूँ। शी सैट इजीली अपॉन अ पेसिंग हॉर्स, और भी मजाक उड़ाएगा अभी उसका। अच्छा व्हाट ही सेज। अच्छा चलिए बताइए कि आप में से कितने लोग हॉर्स राइडिंग जानते हैं? मैं तो हॉर्स पे बैठा था शादी के वक्त और उसके बाद हम फिल्मों में देखते हैं कि मोस्ट ऑफ द गर्ल्स नो हाउ टू राइड अ हॉर्स, लेकिन इसके बारे में बता रखा है कि शी सैट इजीली अपॉन अ पेसिंग हॉर्स wearing a large wimple and on her head a hat as broad as a buckler or a shield। इसमें ऐसे बता रखा है कि वो चलते घोड़े पर बहुत कंफर्टेबली बैठ सकती है। शी कैन सिट ऑन अ हॉर्स बैक वेरी कंफर्टेबली। अब इसका क्या मतलब है? यू मस्ट हैव सीन दैट वुमेन ऑफ एज, दे आर वेरी मच स्केयर्ड ऑफ तो मैस्कुलिनिटी दिखाई है इसके अंदर। हॉर्स इज अ सिंबल ऑफ मैस्कुलिनिटी, पावर। तो एक औरत को कंफर्टेबली हॉर्स पर बैठे हुए दिखाना उस जमाने में, इन दैट टाइम, मिडाइवल टाइम्स, so we can understand that the writer wants to convey a message that this woman is actually a kind of a hidden prostitute. It means she must have gone through different kind of situations. She is not a homely woman which gains praise. So आपको समझना पड़ेगा कि I'm not talking with that. Today we have a very different mindset. My daughter has learnt horse riding. So today we are very different. I'm talking about 500 years ago when this text was written. So the writer जब भी कुछ लिखता है कि वो he is not praising कि वो चलते घोड़े पर आराम से बैठ सकती है। And line number 473 पे आइए। And on her feet a pair of sharp spurs। 74 पे आइए। In fellowship she well knew how to laugh and chatter। It means she was very open। आप में से कितने लोगों ने वो फिल्म देखी है लागा चुंदरी में दाग, रानी मुखर्जी की? दैट वाज अ रीमेक ऑफ अ मूवी ऑफ मुमताज अर्लियर। तो कहीं मैंने शायद बचपन में वो मूवी देखी होगी। दैट अ गर्ल ऑफ अ लार्ज फैमिली, द एल्डेस्ट गर्ल, शी गोज इन द सिटी and then she does not find any work to do in the Mumbai particularly, so she falls prey to this field of prostitution, but then she sends money and meanwhile keep coming to her village also। तो एक दिन छोटी बहन क्या देखती है दैट दिस दीदी इज सिटिंग विदाउट हर पल्लू। तो शी गेसेस लाइक समथिंग इज रॉन्ग विद दीदी। इट मीन्स देखिए ये उस जमाने की बात है कि इवन इन वेस्टर्न कल्चर ऑल्सो women used to have a kind of modesty। if someone does not have modesty, modesty का मतलब क्या है? थोड़ी सी शर्म, थोड़ी सा शायनेस, थोड़ी सी ओपननेस नहीं होना। तो वो ओपननेस इसमें नहीं दिखाया राइटर ने। तो आई हैव गिवन यू एग्जांपल ऑफ अ मूवी ऑल्सो दैट कहाँ बहुत ज़्यादा मैन के कांटेक्ट में आने के बाद जो एक नेचुरल शाइनेस है, वो नेचुरल शाइनेस हम सब में होती है, जेंटलमैन में भी होती है कि बहुत सारी लड़कियों के बीच में खुल के बात नहीं करेगा, वो थोड़ा सा हल्का सा शर्माएगा। जब कभी मेरी क्लास में एक बार एक लड़का शर्माया तो लड़कियां हंसी उसके ऊपर कि लड़का होके शर्माता है। देन आई क्लैप्ड एंड सेड दैट इज अ जेंटलमैन। क्योंकि ये सारी चीज़ें आपको मेरी उम्र में आने के बाद पता चलेंगी कि बिल्कुल ओपनली देखना, इसका मतलब है समवेयर दैट बॉय और दैट पर्टिकुलर गर्ल has had certain experiences which I don't want to explain in the live class। तो राइटर का पूरा माइंडसेट हमारे समझ में आ रहा है, what the writer wants to convey। घोड़े पे चढ़ सकती है, स्पर पहन रखे हैं। आगे देखिए वो क्या कह रहा है। इन फेलो और लोगों के बीच में हंसी ठाके लगा रही है, चैटर कर रही है। शी न्यू एज इट हैपेंड अबाउट रेमेडीज फॉर लव and she directs talks about the remedies of love। she becomes a love guru immediately among the people, and she knew the old dance of that art। यहाँ पे डांस का मतलब है ट्रेड। द ओरिजिनल लाइन इज दैट शी कुड ऑफ दैट आर्ट द ओल्ड डांस। देयर डांस डज नॉट मीन दैट शी कैन डांस। डांस मीन टू से ड्राइडन की एक लाइन है दैट दोज मूव इजिएस्ट हु हैव लर्नड टू डांस। आपने सुनी ये लाइन? ऐसे ऑन क्रिटिसिज्म में राइटर ने लिखा है कि इजीली नहीं लिखना आता है। दोज हु हैव लर्नड एंड burnt midnight lamps oil, they learn how to write in the same manner। जैसे डांस अच्छी तरह से वही कर सकता है जिसने सीखा है। तो राइटर here makes a use of the word dance in the sense that she is very much वेल वर्स्ड इन द मैटर ऑफ लव मेकिंग एंड लव. सो एक सटायर हो गया, जबरदस्त सटायर मैं कहता हूं इसको. Then comes line number 480. Now we are coming to the next character, Parson of Town. Parson is a character. He's a, an ecclesiastical character, एक religious person होता है. He is appointed from the church's side, and then उसके बारे में क्या कह रहा है? This is the first positive character in the religious sense. 480 में लिख रहा है, line number 480. He was also a learned man, a clerk. Clerk means scholar, who would preach Christ's gospel truly. So they can ask you this question, okay, out of all the ecclesiastical characters, or out of all the people of the church, whom has he praised? So he has praised Parson. Then I'm jumping and coming to line number 491, where he's saying that his parish was wide and houses far apart. इसका मतलब है इसके पास कोई घोड़ा नहीं है. Just look, so far the kind of characters we have studied, every character has a horse, and different kinds of horses, which tell about their economic and social condition. But this is the character, first time the writer has shown, who doesn't have a horse. Wide was his parish and houses far asunder. His parish was wide. Parish matlab in the village, where the church has appointed him, for this task. That is quite a big village. Okay, but he did not omit for rain or nor thunder. लेकिन चाहे बारिश हो, चाहे तूफान हो, he always performs his duty. Line number 495. Upon his feet and his hand a staff. वो खुद पैदल जाता है, उसके हाथ में डंडा होता है. Staff means a stick. He gave his noble example of his sheep, that first he wrought and after he taught. ये लाइन एग्जाम में आई हुई है. Why I am taking that much pain to teach you all these texts? Because मैं अपनी क्लासरूम में भी इन टेक्स्ट को पढ़ाता हूँ. So don't consider कि मैं केवल ऑनलाइन ही ऐसे पढ़ा रहा हूँ. Those my offline students are they have already joined me. We have the same method of studying. Those who are watching me and still have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I request them to please subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to put the quiz of this Chaucer on that my YouTube channel. You can find the address of the YouTube channel on my FB page also. So what I was talking about, that this writer is first of all पहले ये बताइए कि आपको क्या मालूम है, what is the exact meaning of here sheep and this sheep का मतलब बताइए यहाँ पे. Why the writer is talking about sheep? क्योंकि चर्च के अंदर, क्योंकि क्राइस्ट वॉज अ शेपर्ड, तो जैसे हम लोग हिंदू लोग जो होते हैं वो कृष्ण को क्या मानते हैं कि वो तो हैं ग्वाले और हम हैं भगवान की गैया. In the same manner, the Christians consider, they say that Christ is our shepherd and we are the sheep. So the people of church, they consider themselves also in the line of Christ, and they consider that they should save the people, and people are considered the sheep. That is why गांव को पार्सन कहा जाता है. The word parson has come from the word, parson का मतलब village से, उस particular area से लिया जाता है. चलिए, going by foot and in his hand had a staff, he gave this noble example of to his sheep. Sheepmen mean the villagers, the people of that village. That first he wrought and after he taught. So what he wants to convey, that he follows certain things very strictly, and then he presents himself as an example to the people. Line number 500. That if gold rust, what shall iron do? ये क्वेश्चन नेट में आया हुआ है. अगर गोल्ड को जंग लग जाएगा तो लोहे का क्या होगा? If gold rust, what will become of iron? इसका क्या मतलब है? Gold is, so the writer is talking in the metaphor. Gold means the people of virtues, and iron means people of vices or people of no virtues. तो अगर गोल्ड को ही रस्ट लग जाएगा, गोल्ड इज considering for himself. Yeah, he wants to save the souls of the sheep. Yes, not exactly soul तो नहीं कहेंगे, but that particular metaphor है ना भाई, मैं बन गया गडरिया और वो sheep हैं. इसका मतलब है I will maintain that वुल्फ नहीं आ जाए. ध्यान से समझो इस बात को. वुल्फ का मतलब क्या है? वाइसेस ना आ जाए, सेटन ना आ जाए. सो क्रिश्चियनिटी में गांव को मतलब ऐसा बोलते हैं कि वो एरिया जो है उसका एक देयर इज समवन हु इज द पार्सन एंड ही विल protect the sheep from the wolf, and wolf is nobody else but Satan. ओके, समझ में आना चाहिए आपको. अच्छा बताइए, ये लाइन नंबर आपने लिख लिया है 500. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये एग्जाम में 2 या 3 बार पूछी गई है. नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट लाइन. फॉर इफ अ प्रीस्ट बी फाउल ऑन हुम वी ट्रस्ट. अगर प्रीस्ट जिस पे हम ट्रस्ट करते हैं वो खराब हुआ, इफ अ प्रीस्ट इज बैड, it is no wonder for a layman to go bad. Write down the word layman, laity, Laity. There is a particular meaning in the language of Christianity. Laity means the common people who do not understand the teachings of Christ, or those who are not well versed in the teachings of the church. तो राइटर यहाँ पे he is using this word कि आम लोगों को क्या पता, हम लोगों को रिलीजन का, स्पिरिचुअलिटी का पता है. इफ वी रस्ट देन, अगर हम ही खराब हो जाएंगे, इफ वी फॉल प्रे टू सेटन, तो उनको कौन बचाएगा. सो दीज आर इंपॉर्टेंट लाइन्स. नाउ आई एम जंपिंग, आई जंप अ लॉट. 514 नंबर लाइन. He was a shepherd and not a mercenary. They have asked this question. They can repeat this question. He was a shepherd and not a hireling. Mercenary means a person who works for money. And he keeps saying this, to the people that I am हाँ, गांव को पैरिश बोलते हैं वो लोग, and गांव के चर्च के पादरी को बोलते हैं, प्रीस्ट को बोलते हैं पार्सन. So line number 514, you should mark the line. Should I read it again? He was a shepherd and not a mercenary. इसका मतलब है he is a priest. Shepherd का मतलब यहाँ पे क्या हो गया? Shepherd means someone who holds the sheep. Okay, means you can understand it now. He's not working for money, he says. Then again another hop and I jump to 528 number line. He taught, but first he followed it himself. And then he says that he taught, he used to teach by his personal examples, and then he asked people to follow me. 529 number line. With him there was a plowman. Another character comes, plowman, who was his brother. So these are the two pure characters, the characters who are really following the virtues. 5 number 30 line. Who had hauled very many a cartload of dung. इसमें दिखाया है कि वो गोबर को खुद ढोया करता था. It means these two people are unaffected and they are following the exact way the Christ has written in the Bible. The Christ has directed, like एक priest को कैसी जिंदगी जीनी चाहिए, एक priest को सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट होना चाहिए. जैसे गांधी जी कहते हैं, you should be all aware that गांधी जी was highly impressed by Bible and Christianity. उनका जो नॉन वायलेंस का कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, आई एम डाइग्रेसिंग, सॉरी, आपको सीखना चाहिए. रिसेंटली आई अटेंडेड अ सेमिनार 2nd of October, and I got to know about so many different, because I read a paper in that, and during my research I came to know कि आप और हम सब लोग गांधी जी के बारे में बहुत कुछ पढ़ते हैं. आपको मालूम है गांधी जी के बारे में ऐसे कहा जाता है that उन्होंने ऐसे कहा था कि कोई इधर थप्पड़ मारे तो दूसरा गाल आगे कर दो. He learned it from the Bible. So you must जब हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा इसमें मैं भी शामिल होते हैं, we become very jingoistic, we become very chauvinistic, we feel that ours religion is the best, ours education is the best, we are the best. तब आपको थोड़ा पढ़ना चाहिए तो पता चलेगा कि what the other religions are saying, and then we can understand the exact meaning of a person who is a philosopher. So why I have linked here, because Chaucer was a well-read person. Chaucer, as I told you, was a globetrotter. He had visited different countries. So I think somewhere एक बात का हमेशा ध्यान रखना है, कभी कभी मुझे भी ऐसा लगता है कि हम बहुत कट्टर कब बन जाते हैं, जब हम एक ही जगह पर रहते हैं. आजकल पॉलिटिक्स का भी बहुत रोल होता है और सोशल मीडिया का भी होता है, बट जब हम जिंगोइस्टिक हो जाते हैं ना, बहुत ज़्यादा बाइगॉट हो जाते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा फंडामेंटलिस्ट, सो समवेयर our lack of visiting and knowing different cultures and people, the people of color, the people of different sects, the people of different creeds, the people of different manners, जब हम ये सब, when we don't know all these things, then we become a cloistered human being. तो यहाँ पर जो बात चल रही है कि Christ was a very non-violent person. He had ordered religion का originals, that shape come to us through these two characters, parson and plowman. Here the writer says, with him there was a plowman who was his brother. Line number 530 पे आइए. Who had hauled very many a cartload of dung. He was a true and good worker, living in peace and perfect love. So peace and perfect love, that harmony, that kind of peace of mind where you don't want any unnecessary things in your life. And yeah, language is easy, thank God. He loved God best and with all his whole heart. I'm not a saint and don't want to be also, but I would like to say something here that आप कोई बड़ा writer उठाइए, any writer, go to Tolstoy, you go to Shakespeare, you go to Browning, you go to Tennyson, T.S. Eliot, Marlowe. Marlowe was not a mature writer because Marlowe died young. Close my eyes, she died young. किसकी लाइन है बताओ? वेबस्टर की. ओके, अभी एक टॉपिक पर आते हैं. देखिए, बड़े राइटर्स की जो सोचने की शक्ति है ना, दैट कैपेबिलिटी ऑफ माइंड, इट बिकम्स एक्लेक्टिक, सेक्युलर एंड नॉन जिंगोइस्टिक. ये वाकई मोक्ष की प्राप्ति हो जाती है एक तरह से उनको. दे रियली अंडरस्टैंड एट द एंड. आप देखिए मेच्योर राइटिंग, शेक्सपियर की मेच्योर राइटिंग के अंदर कौन सा प्ले आता है बताइए, चलिए बताइए. शेक्सपियर की मेच्योर राइटिंग में विच प्ले इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी द मेच्योर प्ले ऑफ शेक्सपियर? 10 रुपए का इनाम मिलेगा. टाइप कि शेक्सपियर की मेच्योर राइटिंग में कौन सी चीज आती है. टीएस एलियट की मेच्योर राइटिंग कौन सी होती है? आप शेक्सपियर की बता दीजिए. आई विल वेट फॉर यू फॉर योर आंसर. एनीबडी हु नोज? As you all know that Shakespeare's period have been divided into 4 parts. Some people are giving me emojis of laughing. Don't laugh, give me an answer. 10 रुपए मिलेगा बिल्कुल. I will transfer in your Paytm. Anybody? Oh my God, this media is quite slow. Okay, Tempest. अब टेम्पेस्ट, डचेस ऑफ माल्फी बाय वेबस्टर. ये चलिए, वेबस्टर के टेम्पेस्ट में क्या देखा आपने बताइए? मेजर फॉर मेजर, नो. टेम्पेस्ट, यस. द अवार्ड गोज टू शिव शंकर. शिव शंकर गेट्स द अवार्ड. द टेम्पेस्ट in tradition and individual talent, Kumkum Sharma, no. The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. In The Wasteland, the writer says that give, da. Macbeth is not mature writing. Hamlet is not mature writing. Mature writing is The Tempest, in which he says that don't colonize people, don't mentally and physically conquer people. So this is no, they were not tragedies. They were actually a kind of romances. The last romances. They don't fall in a particular category, Naveen. सो टेम्पेस्ट एक आंसर आप सुन लीजिए. एंड आप आज सारे दिन घर पे बैठ के क्या करते हो आप लोग? थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा पढ़ा करो. अब टेनिसन पढ़ के देखिए. फ्लावर इन द क्रैनी, लिखिए एक पोएम का नाम, टेनिसन की छोटी सी पोएम है. टुमारो व्हेन आई विल स्टार्ट माय लेक्चर, आई विल आस्क यू दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. फ्लावर इन द क्रैनीड वॉल, CRANNIED, क्रैनीड वॉल, WALL. अच्छा, अभी डाइग्रेस नहीं करते हैं. If you read these poems, you come to know that these writers are talking about equality. These writers, as you like, it is not the mature play. These writers are talking about non-violence. These writers are talking about ever inclusion of people, even gender also. Shakespeare he was very much mature a writer, but I would like to say that here when I'm reading Chaucer, I can say that he could sense the actual truth of the religion. So आप जाके देखिए, like somewhere if you find somebody who's not showing off, neither through his clothes nor through his car, not through his building, very simple gentle man. I have visited South in different universities, in seminars. I was mesmerized by the simplicity of these people. The gentleman sitting beside me was a great writer, and I couldn't sense, because he was so simple. And we North Indians are not that much we don't value simplicity. But I just want to say that in writing also you should understand the exact level of simplicity. कि writer यहाँ पे ये कहना चाह रहा है कि एक plowman है and he used to follow the teachings of Christ. Okay, chaliye, I'm coming to the topic. God loved the best with all his whole heart. He loved God best with all his whole heart. That he was a true follower of Christ, God, at all times, whether it pleased or pained him. So that means, that whether God is sending corona or the God is sending lakhs of rupees, you are the equanimous person, equanimity in your mind, where you're neutral. You do not complain. You read Gita, where the Lord Krishna says that you have been destined to just do the job. Whether it will be fruitful or not, that is not up to you. That is somewhere dependent on the oversoul, that is me, the God. Okay, so here the writer wants to say that the teachings of all the religions are the same. So somewhere these are following Christ and the actual teachings of Christ. Okay, now I'm coming to the next line. Next line, I'm jumping again, I don't look, but I'm jumping. 545 number line. मिलर कौन होता है बताइए? चक्की पीसने वाला. चलिए बताइए कौन कौन आप में से, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव गॉन टू द मिलर टू गेट योर ग्रेन ग्राउंडेड? बताइए कितने लोग चक्की पर आटा पिसाने गए हैं? लड़कियां गई हैं कभी चक्की पर? जब हम आटा पिसाने जाते हैं, डोंट ब्लेम मी, देर आर मैनी चक्की वालाज. वो जिसको हमारे इन अवर एरिया दे से अ पर्टिकुलर वर्ड, कन्नी काटना. कन्नी काटना मीन्स कहीं ना कहीं दे वे लेस and they show that they are weighing equal. So somewhere they cheat people. So अब ध्यान से पढ़िएगा मैं क्या कहना चाह रहा हूँ. The miller was a stout fellow indeed. He was a stout fellow, very healthy, very stout. He was very strong of muscle and of bones. He was very it means he used to exercise, he used to eat good. And then line number 548, at wrestling he would always take the prize. This is the question for you for exam. This has already appeared, that who used to participate in wrestling? Our miller, the person who used to grind grain. Okay, at wrestling he would always take the prize. He was what is the word the writer has used for prize? Wrestling, यहाँ पे the writer has used the word ram. Ram का मतलब यहाँ पे है the male of sheep. Okay, so male of the sheep मतलब हिंदी में बोलते हैं मेंढा. उसके साथ वो लड़ता था, वो प्राइज में मिलता था उसको. He was stout, built, broad, a large framed fellow. Large framed fellow means a brawny person. काफी हेल्दी था वो, भीम की तरह. There was line number 550. There was no door that he would not heave off his hinges. दया का नाम सुना है? दरवाजा तोड़ने वाला दया. इन क्या है वो सीरियल का नाम? I forgot. So there comes a line number 550. Write down. This line has also come in exam. There was no door that he would not heave off his hinges. वो दरवाजों को इतना, he was so powerful that he used to break or he used to snatches the doors with their hinges. It means he was very powerful. Then he says there was no door. Next, 552 number line. His beard as any sow or fox was red. Again a question for you. This has also come in exam. His beard was red as any sow or fox. इसकी जो beard है वो लाल है. क्राइम पेट्रोल में दया नहीं आता है. फॉक्स की तरह इसकी दाढ़ी लाल है. Now, what is the significance and symbolism here? The writer has compared this character with fox. Fox means clever. Okay, so the writer says that he is very clever in his business. And then he says, line number 549, CID Daya, yeah. He was stoutly built, broad, large-framed fellow. There was no door of that would not have heave off his hinges. 552, his bread means his beard, B-E-R-D, beard, as any soy. उसकी beard fox की तरह थी और लाल थी. 554 number line. Upon the cop right of his nose he had. उसकी nose के ऊपर there was a wart. Wart, you understand? A kind of an accumulation of flesh, जिसको हमारे हिंदी में बोलते हैं मस्सा. And there is a particular a bunch of hair also. So just imagine, आप में से कितने लोग हैं those who are aware about the sign or of body. in all over India, throughout India, whether it is North India or South India, East or West India, or even in the Western countries, we have certain undeclared self-made signs, in among ourselves, where we say that, if someone has a mole here, so he must be a rich person. Have you ever heard this? If someone has a mole hair, particularly girl, then we call it a beauty mark. If someone has a mole hair, then we say that that person is over sexual, or say that person is immoral in the sexual behavior. So the writer is giving, that a particular example. Through that we come to know that the writer is well versed, with this body marks and signs also. वाइफ ऑफ बात में मैं एक बात बताना भूल गया, मैं वाइफ ऑफ बात पे आ गया था क्या? गैप टूथ लिख लीजिए. अब मैं आई जस्ट फॉरगॉट टू रीड दैट लाइन. दैट वाइफ ऑफ बात पे क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है दैट शी हैड गैप टूथ, शी वॉज गैप्ड टूथ, मतलब उसके दांतों में. आई एम गोइंग बैक एंड टेलिंग यू अबाउट वन लाइन विच आई फॉरगॉट इन वाइफ ऑफ बात. दैट वॉज a person who has gap in the teeth. In our northern India, we say that this kind of person is going to be rich, in his coming life. But in Western countries, it is considered that a person who has gap, between his teeth, it means that person is talkative. So you should write that line, and if you read it thoroughly, please read it again. Okay, I'm so sorry for that I forgot that line. Now I'm coming that, line number 559. His mouth as great was a great furnace. A question net mein aaya hua hai. This question has appeared in the exam. His face was like a furnace. Yeah, sign of boldness. No. Gap tooth means talkative person. Means in Western countries, not bold. Sign of boldness. Again, we must be talking about the regional understanding, but I'm talking about the Western understanding for which the writer has created that image. Okay, come back. Line number 559. His mouth as great was as a great furnace. It means he had a large mouth. Who? This Miller. Line number 563. And yet he had a thumb of gold. Another question for you. This has appeared in the exam. Write down line number 563. And yet he had a thumb of gold. It means his thumb was made of gold. It is not a literal line. Again, the writer has used symbolism. It means when on scales, when he used to weigh the grain and the ground floor. Ground floor, you understand? Ground, third form of grind. Floor means, that fine grain. So when he weighs it on the scale ऐसे करके, then he uses his thumb in such a manner that he cheats people. So he incurs benefit for himself. That's why the writer has used here a word, thumb of gold. It means this line has a great meaning along with symbolism and metaphor. Next line, 566. And therewithal he brought us out of town. मैंने एक लाइन छोड़ दी है. 565. He well knew how to blow and play a bagpipe. Bagpipe कौन बजाता है? लिख लीजिए, क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है नेट में. Who can play on a bagpipe? Bagpipe जानते हो क्या होता है? हमारे मारवाड़ी में बोलते हैं. In Rajasthan we use it मशकी बाजा. They have a bag, then they have something to play on. In 26 January's parade also we have. Have you read the story of the bagpiper? The writer has given us the reference of the bagpiper's story. It must have been a famous folk tale there in that time also. That's why the writer is writing. Just read the line. 565. A bagpipe well could he blow and sound. He used to play on the bagpipe. 566 number line. And with that he brought us out of town. Now what is the meaning here? This Miller is not the bagpiper, but he says that with his bagpiper he brought us out of the town. There are two. Again, there is a pun in this line. There are dual meanings coming out of this line, because one thing that when they must be coming out of the place where they must have lived in the night in the hotel, and this Miller must be playing on his bagpipe. One meaning, possible meaning. Second possible meaning, that as you all know the story of bagpiper, where he was promised by the people of the city mayor, that if he helps the people of city to get rid of the menace of the rats, yeah. Alcohol advertisement, Nitesh is saying. Yes, there is this bagpiper is also used, but here I am giving a reference here. I expect that after the class you all reread all this text, so that you can become better teachers in the coming life. Listen very carefully. The image of bagpiper is very, very deep here. Robert Browning wrote a poem on pipe. That is correct, Shiv Shankar. But here I want to give you another reference, that there is a question. If there is a person who is cheater, or one who cheats, why he cheats? Do you have any answer? If we say that in our society there are cheaters, there are thieves, there are pickpockets, then why these people exist? Do you have any answer for that? That's why Chaucer is a deep thinker. I'm sorry, this medium is very typical, so when you will answer, I will come to know a lot, much time will fly. So let me answer. We have cheaters around us because we want undue advantage from the people. For example, we have appointed a labor in our house. Then we will feel that at the end of the day, suppose we will give him 500 rupees, then we want to exploit that person, so that we can extract the value of those 500 rupees. And that person is not working for the first time. Wherever he goes day after day to different people, and then he is fed up that all maximum number of people are not courteous, not kind, and they all want to loot him. So these kind of people, then they become very careless, and they want to waste the time, and they become cheater in the sense we use the word. So if you become a real professor, if you become a real thinker, you will come to know that I would like to make you think about that. Read the Proverbs of Devil today. This is your homework, written by William Blake. Proverbs of Hell, or Proverbs from Devil, Proverbs from Hell. Write down. These are written by William Blake. William Blake, why he's a very famous writer? Because he has inverted the thinking. Thinking inverted mean to say we have problems and somewhat. No, it's not habit. It is very humble duty of a teacher to explain. Otherwise, we are reading a canonized text. We won't be able to understand the deeper meaning. I have already given you the task. I just explain in simple English also. Let me use a bit Hindi also, so that I can explain. कि जब हम लोग चालाक हो जाते हैं, it means somewhere we want undue reference, undue benefit, advantage, और vested interests होते हैं हमारे, जिसकी वजह से हम दूसरे आदमी को मूर्ख बनाना चाहते हैं. जैसे हम पिटी की बात करते हैं कि पिटी करो साहब, do some pity on the people. William Blake says that if there is equality, there is equal distribution of wealth, then there is no need of pity. Just imagine. Why pity is necessary? Because somewhere we have looted people out of their share. That's why we require pity. When you distribute on the road and go and distribute some food stuff, it means somewhere the system has looted those people out of their share. So this is a deep thinking, and the writer somewhere say he is taking side of the miller. Though he has made fun of this character, but he's at the end of the lines, he's making us think that he is a bagpiper, and he made us he took us out of the town. It means he is cheating people in his business because people cheat him, or people want to give him less money. For example, when people talk to me, आप थोड़ा पैसा ले लीजिए, थोड़ा कम कर दीजिए. We all want benefit actually, but in this benefit somewhere we are not giving the due of that person which is due to him. Okay, I'm coming the next line. Manspel. I'm not reading this character Manspel. Manspel is described in 567 line onward. There he says that there was a fine Manspel of a temple. Manspel is a kind of person who distributes things in hostels, and kind of ration wala, someone, he distributes ration. So the writer is again made fun of, his victuals. In line number 569, the meaning lies, on the base of which I'm saying that, he is a distributor of rations and all, because here the writer has used the word that how to be wise in buying of victuals. Victuals is a word in English which means the grocery items and all. Okay, and now I'm jumping to line number 587, and I'm coming to this Reeve. Reeve was a slender, choleric man. Again, a question for you for exam. Then who was a choleric person? Yesterday we discussed the four humors and cholera. Cholera. Cholera is not cholera is a disease. Cholera is a kind of humor in our body. A person who is quite pugnacious, someone, who keep fighting with people, keep doubting and filled with suspicion all the time. So this Reeve means carpenter. And if you read the stories of carpenter and this Miller, you will find that they have used very negative stories. Okay, so 588 number, his beard was shaved as ever he can. He has shaved in a very close, he had a close shave. Okay, then 591 line, his legs were very long and very lean. His legs were lean. This body feature can be asked in the exam. Now I'm jumping to line number 605. They were adreal of him. They were afraid of him as of plague. It means he was so bad in looking that people used to, or children used to be afraid of him. So that kind of personality he has. Then again I'm jumping, friends, because I have to cover it today. 623 number line. A Sumner was there with us in the. Sumner is a very, very important character. You will be surprised that writer has given a very negative shade of this character. Read with me, along with me, please, the easier version. There was a Sumner with us in that place. Ek Sumner tha. Sumner means one who goes from the church and summon people to church. That church has summoned you, that you have done something wrong, and you get your apology from the church. So Sumner is a church person who had a fire red. My battery is low. Who had a fire red cherubim face. His face is red. Red face mean to say that he was either a man of he used to eat very hot things, for it was pimpled and discolored and swollen eyelids. Eyes are swollen. He was a hot and lecherous as a sparrow. This is a question had appeared in the exam. Lecherous means someone who is over sexual. He was a lecherous as a sparrow. Okay, sparrow means you must have seen lovebirds, pigeons. They are always busy in making love, and so the writer has used this metaphor with not metaphor, as a simile. Lecherous as a sparrow, because the writer has used the words as. With black and scabby brows and a beard with hair fallen out. His beard is very less beard means he's less masculine. So the writer is line after line moving towards a character who is homosexual. Children were afraid of his face also. There was no mercury, lead, monoxide, nor sulfur. I'm reading line number 634. He well loved garlic, onions, and also leeks. It means he used to improve his sexual power. So he used to eat these kind of things which are considered to be creating sexual power, improving sexual power, and to drink strong wine red as blood. This question has also appeared in the exam, that he used to drink red wine like blood, and then he would speak and cry out as if he were crazy, and then he used to speak in a crazy manner. Line number 38 is very interesting and funny. He would speak no word but Latin. You must have heard people around our areas that when somebody speaks, जैसे अभी I have read a meme कि जब there was a ban on this liquor because of corona lockdown, so people could not get wine, so he said that English बोलने में बहुत कमी आई. So when people drink English wine, they used to speak English words. So in the same manner, in old times, when Latin was considered to be the language of the educated people or the people of power, so whenever he used to drink wine, he used to speak Latin. Line number 640, that he had learned out of some degree. From ecclesiastical knowledge, he must have heard some Latin, because Latin was the official language of the church. That is no wonder he heard it all the day. Or wo jo, and the writer is making fun of him that he does not know proper Latin because he has just heard certain words and phrases, because he lives in that kind of area where people use Latin. Line number 649. He would suffer for a quart of wine. He is so cheap a person that for a quarter of wine, a good fellow to have his concubine, he is very ready to give his beloved to a person if he gets wine from that person. For 12 months and excuse him completely, and for 12 months mean to say for the whole year, he's ready to give his concubine, his beloved, to a person for the sake of a draught of wine. So he has made fun of that. Unless a man's soul were in his purse. And what is his dictum? He says that your money declares that you are a personality. Line number 666. He wears a garland. This is important question from examination point of view. A garland had he set upon his head. He used to wear a garland on his head, like the Greek heroes or Greek people, as great as it were for an ale stake. And then comes the reference of partner, 669. With him there rode a fine partner. I'm reading again line number 675. This partner had hair as yellow as wax. This has been a question in exam, that his hair was yellow but smooth, it hung as does a clump of flax. But to make him that he rode in the very latest style. It means the writer wants to say that he had his hair on his shoulder, and he did not used to wear a hood, so that he can show off his hair like a lady. Poor connection, network issue. I'm so sorry. I'm on line number 688. He had a voice as small as a goat. Write down this line number 688. This has already been asked in the exam, that he had a voice like a goat. It means he had a very thin voice. Thin voice means to say, again, a womanish quality. 689, he had no beard, nor never would have. I'm sorry, in the earlier character, there was a character, that character was not as womanish as he is shown. He has been shown. He had no beard, never would have. Uske daadi nahi hai, and there is no hope of his coming, like a beard will come. 691 line, I trow means I believe. He was a eunuch or a homosexual. The writer is directly saying that he was a eunuch, but as to his craft from Bavaric to, and then he says that he's line number, he says that this man is going on a, his horse is also not a horse but a gelding. Gelding mean to say that a mixture of horse and mare. Line number 708, he was a church, a noble ecclesiast. It means again the writer has made fun of him. Line number 715, now I have told you soothly in a clause. Now these are in line number 17 the writer says that now I have finished with telling you almost all the characters, their estate, their dress, their rank, their number, and cause why this company was assembled. I have also told, Chaucer says that I have also told you that why they assembled. At a Southwark at the fine hostelry. Hostelry means an inn, but that is called the Tabard close by the bell. Bell mean to say nearby bell or a church there was a Tabard inn. So I can't read the last part of this poem, which is not very important from examination point of view. So this is all about the text. Tomorrow, ध्यान से सुनिए मैं क्या कहने जा रहा हूँ. I will upload Fairy Queen's dedicatory letter today on my blog. I will upload dedicatory letter of Fairy Queen written by Spenser, and I will read that letter line by line tomorrow, because if you read that text, you will be able to understand the exact plan of Fairy Queen, from which they can ask you many questions, and they have been asking continuously, and most of the students don't read that original text of the dedicatory letter. So tomorrow I will come with I will just finish with in 15 minutes about the kind of tales, different tales of these characters, but then we will jump to Spenser tomorrow. So till then, say bye bye to each other. Have a nice day, and keep watching and sharing, and sharing is caring. And those who want to take online admission in our institute so that they can get access to the material and the continuous regular classes, they are most welcome. And have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Kindly help me in bringing more and more subscribers for my YouTube channel, because in the coming time I'll be taking classes on YouTube channel also, side by side. I'm planning to have evening class on YouTube channel and morning class on FB. Or you please tell me your experience also, like how you are feeling. Do you find these kind of classes are fruitful? Should we continue with this and all? Please write these kind of comments, so that otherwise we will feel that maximum number of students are not being benefited, so we may stop it in between without prior information. So please tell us if you are really getting benefit. That's it for today. Thank you very much.